Hey traders, Raghee here, and in this update, let's touch on the fact that for probably the last 4 weeks, easily, I have exhausted the Santa rally conversation probably every which way I possibly could, which is to say that we have a very interesting rhythm at the end of the year, and it starts right around Halloween, and it takes us to just before Thanksgiving. And then the next phase takes us to just before Christmas. And then the very last phase takes us into the end of the year. So that means the year-end rally really has 3 moves, 3 phases. And it's this last one right here that's this Santa rally conversation. So it's really just this week. But I think a lot of times the Santa rally becomes a rally that should last all week long. And while that certainly could be the case, nobody knows where the market is going to go. I'm not about prediction. What I am about is counterpunching. The best fighters in the world, they counterpunch, right? We wait for the market to do something. We wait for our opponent, if you will, to do something, and then we react, right? And so let's think about how the seasonality really plays out in December. And that means we have to accept that December is usually a really choppy month. So if I take a look at the last 5-year composite of the nature of December, this is the S&P, by the way, here's your area of resistance. All right, it's the last 5 years, December movement. Let's take a look at the last 9 years, and you can see it's pretty much the same story. You can see the overall movement from October through November into December, and it's met with what is, for the most part, a Santa rally that takes us to the resistance of December. It takes us to the highs of what is a pretty choppy month. Now this is the S&P. Now the S&P definitely overshot the resistance by a little bit. The S&P is already at new highs, which sort of makes it quite exhaustive. If we take a look at the NASDAQ, and I'm looking at the NQ futures, we looked at the ES before. Here's your 5-year composite. Once again, very choppy. Look at what the very end of the year is. It just meets, just kind of gets up to those overbought resistance levels. Here's the last 10 years. Same thing. We're not seeing a month of December that looks like this, right? Like we see in October. It's really a little bit more, as you can see here, it's a little bit more contained. So knowing that we have this typical tendency for containment and seeing how we are pretty contained by recent highs is the NASDAQ. And again, here's the S&P. What am I saying is likely to happen? We could see a slightly higher high. We could see a little bit more strength, but for the most part, the move is done. The bulk of it doesn't mean that we won't go higher into the end of the week. It just means don't look for more fireworks going into the end of the year. The bulk of the window dressing was probably done Monday. We're seeing a little bit more movement Tuesday and Wednesday. In the case of the Dow, which is what we're looking at right now, here's your previous resistance carrying forward to where we are right now. And same thing with the NAS. We kind of carried forward to, here we go, carrying forward to previous resistance. We haven't yet taken out the highs on the NAS. So, basically at this point, have lower expectations for significant moves. And if we do see a significant move, it's not likely going to have to do with the Santa rally, although who knows, we could see a lot of volatility on the 31st. It is an options expiration day, so clearly won't be a boring end to the year. So we'll be looking for a little bit of volatility, but I think the bulk of the move is in. If December plays out like it usually does, it remains in chop, and Santa takes us to the top of the chop, which is where we are. So look for something to retest the highs, maybe take them out by a little bit, but don't look for dramatic moves from here on out. I'll see you in the next update.
Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, Subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.